Welcome to Chasing Justice. We're entering our next week of Lent. And as we go into this week of Lent, we're actually going to begin praying through and reflecting on a Franciscan prayer that has different themes. Our theme for this week is actually discomfort. And the prayer says this: may God bless you with discomfort. That's how the prayer starts. Now, I once had a manager say to me, I was in a conflict, difficult situation, and she said, not everyone feels as comfortable with conflict as you do. And I've really held on to that experience because what I felt that day was like, I actually don't feel comfortable with conflict. I don't feel comfortable having to say something that's hard to say. I don't feel comfortable sharing vulnerable feelings. I don't feel comfortable with that. But discomfort is an important part of growth. Discomfort, when it's necessary, actually leads us to new places in our spirituality and in our leadership. And so I just want to challenge us this week as we're going into the week, thinking about the idea of discomfort, that when we're living out our faith, when we are saying the things that need to be said, when we're having the conversations that need to be had, when we're interrogating the way that we're spending and how we're living, those are uncomfortable experiences, uncomfortable relationships, uncomfortable realities that move us to a place of liberation, that move us to a place of healing, that move us into a new season of our faith. And so this Lent, I really want to invite us, and this week in particular, to the idea of discomfort. And here's how the prayer goes for the week. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. And that's my prayer for us this week, is that we would be uncomfortable with easy answers. If we have been trying to figure out this Jesus journey and what it looks like to live a life of justice, we know that the answers aren't easy, that it is important, yes, to walk in grace and to walk in compassion and to walk in forgiveness. And at the same time, it's important to stand up for what's right and true. And yes, it's important to speak truth. And also, it's important to forgive. Both are true. When we look at the things that are happening around our world and in countries where we're not the expert in the conflict, it's maybe more comfortable to want easy answers and not to have a nuanced conversation about not only what's happening in those places, but how we are complicit in what has happened as a country and as people. And so this Lent, I invite us to a place of discomfort so that we can have truth, so that we can have liberation, so that we can have our healing. And let's not be comfortable with easy answers and half-truths. And let's not be comfortable just allowing our responses to polarize us so that we don't listen to each other. Disagree, but disagree well. And I invite us to be in relationships that are more than superficial. Like, we could have relationships with people who are very different than us, like socioeconomically, racially, of a different tradition, or kind of Christian faith expression. But if in those relationships, we don't actually share when we disagree, if in those relationships, we don't interrogate the perspective that's being given to us, if in those relationships, we don't truly seek to understand, then we won't be able to deepen our faith and to deepen our understanding of God's heart for this world. And so that is my prayer for us this week during Lent. May we be experiencing discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, superficial relationships, so that we can live deep within our hearts. And I encourage you, check out the scriptures and the practices that we're going to be putting on Instagram so that you can follow along with us as a community in this idea of discomfort.